Hi, my name is Todd Bigelow. I'm a freelance photographer based in Los Angeles for the last 30 years, working primarily with editorial, corporate, and nonprofit clients. I'm also an adjunct professor of photography and photojournalism and a soon to be author on a book on freelance business practices. This is 2 Minutes with Todd, a short video series where I address business practices for freelancers. Hope you enjoy. Hey everyone, thanks for dropping back by. I want to jump right in and talk today about something that's particularly important to young photographers that are coming out of a university program. The last couple weeks, I've received emails from some former students. Okay, I get emails all the time from friends and colleagues and so forth, but I try to particularly help the younger generation that is looking to transition from being a student into being a professional. That transition will have some challenges, okay? So most recently, I got two very similar emails that kind of revolved around, one was, how much should I charge? They want me to work for free type thing. And the other one, which was earlier this week, just a very generic, I don't really know where to begin. I don't know what to do. Upon graduation in May. Now, I address some of these topics quite a bit in my course that I teach for seniors and graduate students. We have quite a few lectures related to preparing yourself for the profession, talking about the websites, how they should be, very professional, very built out with an archive, how to have as much information about yourself as possible. So, assuming that you've already done all that and you have a very professional looking presence, out there on the web, so that people can land on your site and feel comfortable knowing that your skills are of a professional level and perhaps you've done some work before. Assuming that's already in place and you're looking to, now begin to make money. You have your degree, you're out of the university, and you need to begin to earn, right? There's one thing that I think is universal, whether you're graduating with a fine art degree or journalism degree or anything in photography. Diversification is absolutely key. We all know what we want to do, whether it's fine art and we want to go out and photograph in nature and develop, a following and get represented by a gallery and have beautiful exhibitions and sell your prints. Fantastic, great, do it. That's what we're supposed to be doing, going after what we want. But the reality, oftentimes, which is not spoken about within the four walls of a classroom, is that you often can't make a living solely doing that, especially at the beginning. Okay, and the same goes for journalism, photojournalism majors. Okay, there will be a small percentage that perhaps are producing such a high level of work and can get right out and either develop enough freelance work or even get hired on. But the vast majority are immediately going to freelance. And there is likely to not be enough work at the beginning to really cover your financial obligations, whether they be student loans and car payments and rent and so forth. Okay, so diversification is key. You want to make sure that you kind of put your photography out for others to use in ways that perhaps don't thrill you to death. So maybe you're not super excited about doing portraits, but you've taken, your lighting courses, you're adept, you're good enough at it. Make sure that you go after that type of work. Okay, so make sure that people can find that type of work on your website, and hopefully it's good enough. If it's not good enough, don't put it on your website. But you need to have that opportunity for people to hire you to do something that perhaps you're not really thrilled about, but you'll get a paycheck for it. Okay, so you can go after lifestyle portraiture and family portraiture and, headshots here in Los Angeles for actors and actresses and, that type of work, corporate, executive portraiture. There's a lot of work that can be had out there if you go after it. Some people open up an account on Yelp. Some people go as far as advertising on Yelp and seeing if that advertising pays off. Okay, so you need to look into those things so that you can start to generate people wanting your services. if you're graduating with a graduate degree, or you're graduating with an undergraduate degree, but perhaps you've already gained a fair amount of experience, perhaps you're a little bit older, and you've already been out there working before you went to school, your opportunities also include perhaps working as an adjunct professor or teaching even at a high school level. Depending on what state you live in, you might need to get certification and so forth. Okay, but these are things you need to look into to generate enough income, a little bit perhaps from shooting portraits, and maybe a little bit perhaps from teaching. Over time, you'll start to develop some income from licensing. Okay, but you'll first need to build an archive. You can go back and watch the video on that. Okay, so you need to kind of temper your expectations for what's going to occur upon that transition from college to profession. Many major cities have, photographers that have been working for quite a while. So if you're photojournalism and you're going after, clients that are national clients or are, based here like the Los Angeles Times, you're going to be up against some stiff competition. So again, temper those expectations. I'm not saying don't go after that work, but I am saying be real about whether or not you're going to be able to get that work when others have already kind of had those clients and are producing a high quality of work. The client is likely to continue the relationship with the photographers that they've had over time. Okay, but you need to push to break in. But again, while you're pushing and you're not getting the work, you need to generate some income so that you can pay your bills. And I'll leave you with this. I've had a lot of photographers take my workshop, and we talk openly about what we do at the very beginning, and many of them are very forthcoming with admitting that they generate income from outside of photography. There's nothing wrong with that. That's, again, the reality of the freelance world is that most will generate income from outside photography and from multiple arenas within photography, professional photography. I've had professional photographers that are, driving for ride-sharing companies a little bit on the side. That's fine. Whatever you need to do to pay your bills, you need to do. And then, obviously pursue your photography as much as possible and continue to expand your expertise in your field. Okay, so keep that in mind. Diversification is key. You got to generate income from different areas, because especially upon that transition, you're going to come up against, that wall of, having to break through to start generating income from your photography. And it might take a little bit to break that wall down. So open yourself up to others hiring you with your photography, perhaps in ways in which you're not super thrilled about, but will pay the bills. And of course, keep open the opportunities even outside of photography to pay the bills while you're continuing to generate freelance clients. Okay, hope that helps, and I'll see you again next week.